When you're on the road, being organized and knowing exactly where all of your stuff is not always the easiest thing to do. I found that a tank bag is a great way to give me quick access to those items that I need to have either while I'm on the bike or be able to access quickly when I get off. So this episode, we're going to be talking about the RKA tank bag and what I keep in it and how I organize it. So stick around right here on Touring.
Hey, Wyatt's from Greensboro, North Carolina.
So we're back on the bench top here again, same place where we did the last video on packing all the stuff you need for your bike in your one pannier bag. And today we're going to come back and talk a little bit about tank bags, and in particular the RKA Shiloh tank bag, which is I think the third episode that you've seen on this bag. Early on I showed you how to install it, and then I showed you how to get power to it, and today I'm going to actually show you kind of what I keep in it and how I organize that. So the first thing is kind of on the exterior. Let's go over it real quick. It is made out of a nylon Cordura product, and the standard colors are black and gray here, but you can order it in any color you want. I just elected the black. It kind of goes with everything. The top has got a large Velcro panel on it. Runs right up the center, and it comes with a large map case that Velcros onto this. I've never used it. It seems like we're kind of in the age beyond maps now, and I just take it off. And I use it to put some of the morale patches on that I get from some of my shooting events and things like that. So that's all these are. I've got a few morale patches. When I'm riding around, I can look down, I think about that stuff, and just kind of makes me feel good. So I like it. You can do whatever you want, but I like to use it for patches. It's got a top compartment, a main compartment, and the top compartment is expandable, and I'll show you that in a second. And then there's a front compartment here with a zipper on it. And we'll kind of go over what I keep in there in a second, but just kind of giving you the basic overview. Also has a couple D-rings on the front, and it comes with a shoulder strap. So if you wanted to take it off the bike and carry it around, that becomes an option. If you flip it over, there are no side pouches, but if you flip it over to the bottom is constructed out of a very rubbery material, and it's padded. And the entire time I had it on my last GTL, never got any scratches, and it doesn't move around once it's installed properly, so this all works out real nice. So that's the kind of the quick overview of kind of what the exterior of the bag is. Let's real quick then look and see kind of how I set it up. This front pocket is kind of a utility pouch for me. Depending on what riding gear I've got on, sometimes I will put my wallet in here, and my wallet will fit, and I can zip it up and shut. That way, if I need to kind of do quick in and outs into gas stations and stuff, I can actually stay on the bike, reach in there, pull out my credit card, pay at the pump, and get back on and go. So that's probably the most common thing that I put in this front pocket. It's not in there right now. The other thing that I will do sometimes, if I'm listening to music from my phone and it's nice out, rather than putting it buried inside the bag, is I'll actually just slip it into the front like that, and I will have a power cord snake out, and I'll show you that in a second, so that I can actually be charged at the same time. But it's a nice way to kind of quickly keep it accessible, depending again kind of what riding gear I'm wearing and what that weather is. So those are kind of the two primary things I use that particular pocket for. The top is kind of an extension to my riding gear. There's a lid, and it's a nice mesh lid pocket. There's a big mesh opening in the mesh pocket here. I keep a folding knife in there, just one that was given to me as a gift years ago. So I keep that clipped onto the front. Keep an extra set of sunglass microfiber bag. I keep a zip tie for quick access. If I need to tie something up real quick when I'm on the road and I don't want to have to dig into my tool bag, this is just one of those zip ties you can use for all kinds of different things. So I keep one kind of coiled up in there. I keep a business card kit so that I've got business cards for myself, and I can stash cards that I get from other folks on the road. So I keep that handy. And I also keep a jar of Blaze anti-fog, so I can, if my glasses are fogging up, I can get this out real quick, rub that on them, and hopefully eliminate that problem. So that's what I keep up in this mesh pocket. On the front of the mesh pocket, I've got some elastic straps, and these elastic straps on here really remind me of a lot of the tactical bags that I have. They use a similar kind of things to hold magazines or gloves or things like that, and they're really very versatile. You can put just about anything in there. And without me kind of taking them out, you'll notice the two loops have things that look very similar in them. They are both BMW Motorrad products. One of them is their neck gaiter, and the other one is a beanie to wear underneath my helmet. And I keep those in there for quick access. I can pull them out, put them on. If my neck is cold, if my head's getting cold, and I can wear those and get to those really quick. So those are what I keep in the loops. There's also a key clip in there. If you had house keys or something and you want to keep track of them, you could clip those in to that spot as well. The next thing I keep in the top is my spare set of gloves. So I'll have one set of thin gloves on and another set here quickly accessible in case I get caught in the rain or whatever and I need to get quick access to another pair of gloves. I keep a warmer hat. Now, I don't wear this under my helmet, but if I get off the bike and it's cool out, I will throw this on, and I really love this hat. It's a really lightweight hat. It's probably time to be washed, but other than that, it's just a BMW Motorrad Motorsport knit hat. Really like it. That stays in there. I also keep a pen, a tube of lip balm, and I usually, if I kind of get change as I'm going through places on the road, I'll just throw change in there. Because otherwise my pockets fill up. But it's always nice to have a few cents in there. So that's what I keep in this top portion. The other thing about the top portion of this bag, and let me kind of zip it shut here so I can show you a little bit easier, okay, is there are two compartments on this bag, but you can see there are three sets of zippers. And I'm going to zoom in on that a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. All right. We got 1, 2, 3 sets of zippers. The top zipper opens the top case. The bottom zipper opens the main compartment. The middle zipper, if I unzip it all the way around, which I'm going to do right now, okay, actually allows this to expand. Let me zoom back out here, right? And the whole top of this bag now gains almost double its original capacity. And all that capacity actually goes into the top compartment. When I ride with my wife, we use that expanded capacity quite a bit. Right? She has wallets and personal items, and this is kind of the space that we found where those go. You could also put camera equipment in here. And the final thing that sometimes I will put in there is my pistol. Right? If I'm in a state where my concealed carry permits are good, I may put a pistol and a magazine or two in there as well. Right? So it's a very useful space if you need it. When I'm by myself, I typically will not use that expanded capacity though. I just don't need it. When you don't need it, you can just go back to that middle zipper, zip it all up, and that all collapses right back down to its original size. Okay? Going back to the main compartment, this is the compartment that I have electrified, and you can see the pigtail for the electricity coming out down here. We went over that in a previous video. And so obviously some of the stuff in here is going to be electrical in nature, but the first thing I'm going to pull up off the top is my winter gloves. If I'm in an environment where the temperature is changing, or it's going to be warm and cold or cold and warm, I will put my warm gloves in here if I'm wearing the cold and vice versa, because they're nice and easy to get to. Right? If it's going to be just warm all day or cold all day, I probably won't even bother and I'll just leave them out. Right? But if I'm kind of switching back and forth, this is the area I put them just so it's nice and easy to get to. The other things I put in here are my glasses. I've got a pair of dedicated sunglasses. These are Oakley fuel cells, and these are Oakley gas cans with the transitions lenses. I've mentioned them in one or two of my other videos. And they both sit in armored cases. So that way, if I don't want the glasses to get broken, these are pretty bulletproof. You can see this one. They call these vaults, Oakley does. And you can see this one's actually kind of bent up pretty good. And I've had to bend it back on a number of occasions. But it's always has saved the glasses. So well worth getting one of these hard armored cases if you're going to put glasses in your luggage. Keep a bottle of Advil, aspirin, ibuprofen, some allergy meds. So I can get to those at a quick stop on the road. Another glasses cleaner. You can see I'm obsessed with having clean glasses. There's another little microfiber cloth there. And the rain cover for this bag. This bag is not waterproof on its own, but you can order separately a rain fly or a rain cover for it, and I've done so, and I've actually had to use it on a couple of occasions, and it works real well. But when I'm not using it, I roll it up and I just keep it right in the front of the bag. So that's the rain cover. And then I'm going to zoom in to this bag a little bit here so you can kind of give a better handle on the insides. And you'll see I've got the power coming in right up here on the side. And I've actually changed something since the video I've done on the electric system install on this bag. Before I actually had a couple splitters, right? And I was running one splitter into another splitter, and it was kind of an ugly solution. I did go out onto to Amazon rather and find a 5-way splitter right here, and I will put the link to that down below as well. And that allows me to take the one power feed from my battery and split it to 4 different devices. And what are the devices that I've got hooked up right now? So device number 1, I've got an iPhone charger. Right, it's one of the little short 1-foot lightning cables, and I run that into the USB battery tender adapter that I showed you before. Number 2 is the cable to charge my Senas. This will charge the Sena Prism or the Sena 20S. So if I need to go in, I can get a charge on those when I stop for a lunch break or something like that. That's also attached to a battery tender USB adapter. And then the third thing I've got in here right now is a Sena Prism battery charger. So that way I can always have 2 batteries charging. So I have one ready when the battery on the camera dies out. And that actually leaves me one more SAE connector that I'm actually not using right now. I'm only using 3 out of the 4. But I do carry an extra lightning cable with me so I could actually charge 2 devices, lightning devices in there at once if I needed to. And that's what I've got in here right now. And that's kind of the core of my daily carry stuff on the bike. Occasionally, again, depending on exactly what's going on, I may have a set of reading glasses in there. I may have a set of AA batteries or AAA batteries. I may have a small camera in there. It really kind of just depends on what other gear I bring and kind of what that is planned for that trip. But I hope this gives you an idea of kind of what I do with my tank bag and how it's set up in preparation for the trip. And I will kind of talk about that along the road. If something's not working, I will make sure I let you know. But I've been running this general setup for a few years now. As always, stick around here on the channel if you like what you see. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to put a link down at the bottom so that you can subscribe here. Subscribe to us on Twitter and Facebook as well. We'll be posting pictures. And I do post some things that I don't do videos on. A lot of links to upcoming products, things like that, if you subscribe to both the Twitter and the Facebook feeds. So until next time, this is Touring America. Keep the wheels down, be safe, have fun.